Hey guys, it's Laurence here, and today I wanted to create something that's going to help you if you've ever tried running cold outreach before and you haven't succeeded. Maybe you've tried running paid ads and it hasn't worked, or maybe you haven't tried any of it, but you rely on your network, on referrals, on word of mouth to grow your business and you don't want to be there. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly how you can turn things around and actually start generating results. And it all comes down to one thing, and it's around offer creation. If we're trying to sell something that people aren't interested in, bloody difficult to sell. Other side of the coin, it's really easy to sell something if people really want to buy it. And too often people get lost in that and they're too close to their business. They don't really understand how basic human psychology works. So we're going to run through how to make sure that you position your services as something that people really want, as opposed to trying to sell something that you have to offer that people don't want to buy. As I say, very difficult to do. So I'm going to be going through a Word doc and just walking you through some ideas, some principles that you can follow and you can implement into your business to make sure that you can either stop relying on referrals, word of mouth, your network, etc., or you can actually start getting results from your cold emails. Maybe you've sent some out in the past and they haven't worked. This video is going to solve that problem for you. 9 times out of 10, the reason that somebody's email campaigns haven't worked, for example, or paid ads, is because of what you're actually saying. And we're going to change that today. We're going to make it make a lot of sense for both you and your ideal prospects. What we've got to remember at a high level is we want to sell something that people want to buy. That is the thing that we really need to understand. And the way that we do that is we have to focus on a few things. First of all, we have to know what niche, what industry that we're going after, because different industries, different niches, different people want to buy different things. But there's a commonality. There will be a common thread, common problem that an industry faces. And unless we actually target a particular industry, it's very difficult to create something that is compelling. It's very difficult to understand what they actually want. Now, contradicting what I just said, 99% of small business owners, they want one or two things. They basically want more growth. So that can look like more leads. It can look like more sales. It can look like more appointments. Generally speaking, most industries want more stuff. They want more money. They basically want more money. What I see all the time is, let's take marketing agencies, for example, or some form of agency. Agencies try to solve an uncommon problem. So what they're doing is let's take a app development company, right? Or a web development company. Let's look at one of these two businesses, and this can translate very easily to lots of different industries. So it will still make sense for you and your industry. What people do is let's say they send out 1,000 emails, right? And they say something along the lines of, do you want an app? Or do you want a website? That's what they're saying. They might talk about price. They might talk about speed of delivery. They might talk about some features of the app. They might talk about the fact that customers love it, get more reviews, etc., etc. So when you send out 1,000 emails and you talk about what it is that you're offering, of those 1,000 people that you've contacted, how many do you think are actively looking for an app right now, or have the budget for an app? They've put some money aside, they're looking for an app. The chances are probably zero. It's probably 0 out of 1,000 people are actively looking for an app right now. So when you're selling an app, for example, you're trying to solve a very uncommon problem. You're trying to be the solution to a problem that nobody has. Now, obviously, what I'm not saying here is that there's no use for apps. But what so many of our clients do is they get all of their clients through referrals, through word of mouth. And so what happens is that they get used to this language where all they do is they talk about their services, they talk about apps, they talk about how they build them, they talk about the differentiators between them and a different app development company, or them and a different web development company. And the prospects that they're speaking to are interested and they're showing all the right signs because they're inbound leads. They're people that like them, they're people that trust them, they've come recommended. And what happens is the business owner, the agency owner, starts to think that this is all the stuff, this is all the language I need to say in order to make sales. I need to tell them about this. I need to tell them about how we build the app. I need to tell them about how it works, etc., etc. But unless you're looking for an app and you're actively shopping, all of that stuff is just white noise. Nobody cares. I'm not interested. Move on. So we need to position ourselves as a vehicle to solve a common problem for the majority of business owners. So many people. And this is probably where, if you're struggling with your outreach and you're not really getting the traction that you want, this is going to be why. You are trying to solve a problem that not enough people have. I spoke to a client of ours that he builds websites. And he was talking about the price of his websites and how he can start adding in chatbots onto the website to make it better and all this stuff. And your ideal prospects, they don't lie in bed at night concerned about, where am I going to find the next app development company? Where am I going to find the next pay-per-click company? Where am I going to find somebody to do my Google ads? God, that's going to be a difficult thing to do. They don't think that because there's so many people out there doing it. What are they thinking instead? They're thinking, I hope I can make payroll this month. I hope I can hit my goals. I hope I can put some money into my savings account. I'm hoping I can pay my mortgage. I can pay my rent this month. Where's my next client coming from? Why am I not getting leads? Why have I not had any leads for the last 3 days? That's the shit that keeps people up at night. And that's the stuff that we need to actually be solving for our clients. Now, it doesn't mean that if you're an app development company that you've got to stop developing apps, or if you do websites, you've got to stop developing those, or if it's not something that is all about lead gen, for example, you don't have to jump and do that. What I'm saying is you have to position yourself as a way to solve these problems.
Hey, just real quick, sorry to interrupt the video, but I just wanted to let you know of our brand new free course that we have just launched that takes you through how to book more appointments on your sales calendar through cold email. The course is completely free. It comes with a free community as well, where there's live calls where you can ask me anything, get your questions answered. The second link in the description is going to take you to the free course. As I say, completely free. And it's going to walk you through how to get success from your cold email campaigns. So I will leave it there and enjoy the rest of the video.
So let's look at a web development agency. And I hear this time and time again. People are like, yeah, we build websites. And when we get clients, we talk them through what we do and how it all works. Yeah, they either buy or they don't. And that's because you're speaking to people that are looking for a website to be built. But when you're trying to go to cold audiences, when you're trying to get people that don't know you, don't trust you, aren't even looking for a website, we've got to use different language. And we can take these lessons that I'm talking about with web development, you can put them into any industry. You can talk about any service delivery. We need to, as I say, position ourselves as a vehicle to solve a common problem for the majority of businesses. So as I say, we need leads, clients, anything that is around growth of business, basically. Here would be a great offer, something that would work well. And I know this because we've done it with web development companies before and it has worked well. Something along the lines of, we'll double the number of leads you generate every single month without spending any more money on marketing. So now you're like, okay, how's a web development going to double the number of leads? Well, we need to kind of think a little bit outside the box. Double conversion rate of the website, add a chatbot to generate leads, install systems to increase conversion rate from leads to clients. These are some things that you could do as a web development company to be able to actually position yourself in front of cold audiences. And I can already hear what people are starting to think and starting to say, which is, well, I don't do that. How am I going to increase the conversion rate? I don't know anything about chatbots or things like that. Here's the thing. If you want to escape the trap of relying on referrals, relying on your network, and you want to start getting results from cold outreach, from a cold audience, then you need to start doing things differently. You need to start creating different splinters of your service to be able to attract a cold audience. Because if you stick to your lane and you only stick to, we'll just build websites, we just build websites, we just build websites, it's difficult to do. You can't attract strangers that aren't looking for a new website. You can only speak to people that are looking for a new website. And if you were to look at a business owner, they probably want a new website every 3 or 4 years. And when they want a new website built, what do 99% of people do? They go back to the person that built their old website. If you want to try and attract clients through cold messaging without having to rely on your network, on referrals, you need to do something very different. You need to stand out. And people have this fear of change, basically. And in order to make sure that you're actually attracting complete strangers, change needs to happen, because chances are you've probably tried it in the past and it hasn't worked. So something's got to change, and it needs to be the way that you view your services. Let's look at more standard kind of marketing agencies or coaches or consultants, right? How do we create something that's really compelling for our ideal clients? Key is in the word there, like ideal clients. Who are our ideal clients? So we need to get specific on who we're targeting. We need to understand their goals, or should I say their dreams, and we need to understand their pains. And then we need to position ourselves as a way to, as a vehicle, I guess, to move them towards their goals and away from their pain. And a lot of people will be watching this and you'll think, yeah, this all makes sense. This is fine. I'm not learning anything new here. But nobody's doing it. Nobody's actually doing it. They're trying to squeeze what they've already got and fit it into, they're trying to put a round peg in a square hole and it doesn't fit. They're trying to fit their business and what they've been doing all this time, the way that they've grown their business through referrals, through their network. They're trying to take that service to a cold audience. And most of the time it doesn't work. You've got to tweak things in order for it to work. And that's where creating this cold friendly offer, as we all know it, is so important. And what it really means is I'm not just going to put some words together that makes things different. I'm actually going to change my offering to suit a cold audience, to suit an audience of people that don't know me. That's the difference, is you're actually changing your business ever so slightly to accommodate a different type of audience. People start getting concerned about the fact that they don't, this isn't exactly what we do. This isn't how it works. We need to change, basically. We need to make sure that we are adapting, because going back to what I said at the very start, we want to sell something that people want to buy. Again, a really obvious statement there, but people aren't willing to change what they're selling to match the thing that people want to buy. And often what we'll do is, if we have a conversation, a sales call with somebody and they don't go ahead and they don't buy, we'll reach out to them and say, do you mind telling us why you didn't buy? Why haven't you decided to work with us? And we use that data to improve what we've got. We want to just understand what our ideal prospects want from a company and offer them that, as opposed to staring at a blank sheet of paper and thinking, how do we sell what we've got? Everything changes. How do we create what our clients want? That's the game that we're in, is changing us to fit what the client wants, not having what we've got and trying to force it upon the clients. It will never work. Really simple statement that everybody can get behind and agree, but nobody's actually doing it. Nobody's actually figuring out how to change what they're doing so people buy. They're trying to force what they've got into something else. It's like having a food truck and trying to sell it to a crowd of people that have just come out of a restaurant. Really difficult to do. Sell food to a crowd of starving people, really easy. This is something that we spend a lot of time doing with our clients, is helping them understand this concept. And sometimes they need to change things a little bit, because if we get this part wrong, it doesn't matter what else we do downstream. It doesn't matter how many emails we send out. It doesn't matter how much we spend on paid ads, how great our creatives are. If we're trying to sell something that nobody wants to buy, we're in for an uphill struggle. If we sell something that everybody wants to buy, all of a sudden cold emails are amazing. Paid ads are amazing. The return on ad spend is great. Everything works. And it's not because everything's working, although it is, it's because of what's actually at the core of it all, which is you're selling something that everybody wants to buy. So if you struggled in the past to get cold emails working, to get cold outreach working, DMs, paid ads, whatever it may be, it's because of the root cause, not the surface level stuff. The surface level stuff is your outreach, it's your DMs, it's your script, it's your creatives in your ad copy, it's the way that you structure your ad campaigns. All of that is surface level, and it's all for nothing if the fundamentals are wrong, i.e. you're trying to sell something that nobody wants to buy. And people fall under this trap of, well, people do want to buy app development, for example. They do, of course they do, but strangers that don't know you, that aren't looking for an app, they don't want to buy one. And that's the type of people that you're trying to attract. People that aren't wanting an app today, you're trying to attract those people. And in order to do that, you've got to think differently. You've got to go through the steps that we've been through in this video. That's how you do it. That's how you create a really effective offer, a cold, friendly offer that converts like crazy, is by going back to this, selling something that people want to buy, positioning yourself as a vehicle to solve a common problem for the majority of business owners, which generally falls into this. And you need to think, how can I make my service, even if it doesn't generate more leads at a surface level, how can I position it so it does? How can I position an app that I can build for somebody to help them get more clients? How can I make sure that my website doesn't talk about the fact that we use WordPress and we've been developing websites for the last 13 years, but instead takes your prospects away from their pain, which is lying in bed at night, worried about where their next client's coming from, how they're going to pay the bills, to, asking yourself the question, how many clients do I want each month? That's the sort of stuff that we need to be doing. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have got some value from it and you want to find out a little bit more whether or not we can help you, we can go through this process together, and we can help actually put sales calls on your calendar. If you want help doing that, then you can click the link in the description. It will walk you through what we do, who we do it for, how it all works. You'll see some results of other clients that we've worked with, done it for more than 200 agencies to date. Yeah, it works very well. So if you want help, click that link. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing subscribing if you got value from this video, and I will see you on the next one.